So yes, I think this statistic is mostly true. I don't know if that's like the exact statistic, but it's something like that. It's something lopsided like that. It would stand to reason that the farms that are producing the food would be the ones that get the subsidies. So here's something that might blow your hair back a little bit. 5% of farms are responsible for 63% of agricultural production in the United States. Let me say it again. 5% of farms are producing 2/3 of our agricultural production. So yeah, the fact that a very small percentage of farms are receiving the overwhelming majority of these subsidies makes sense because a tiny percentage of farms are producing most of the food. Take a look at this real quick. 98% of farms are family farms. 89% of those family farms are small family farms. But if you look over to the right, those small family farms only produce 18% of agricultural production value. So what do these graphs actually tell you? They tell you that there's a whole lot of small family farms holding on to a disproportionately large share of agricultural land, that's the bar in the middle, while producing a tiny amount of food. That's the bar on the right. That scenario is reversed for the large family farms. The large family farms, there aren't that many of them. It's only 3%. They hold only 10% of the only 27% of the agricultural land, but they're producing 45% of the food. And the corporate farms are even more efficient. There's only 2% of the quote-unquote corporate farms. A lot of these are going to be family farms that are incorporated as businesses, by the way, so they're not like corporate, like owned by Bayer, Monsanto, or something. They have 10% of the land and are producing 17% of the agricultural value. That fact blows a lot of people away, that there's a bunch of small farms holding on to a whole bunch of land but not producing that much food, but the big corporate agribusiness, the big consolidated family farms, there's very few of them. They have relatively little land, but they're producing almost all the food. So what's the deal with that? Why is that happening? Why are small farms that way? Well, it's because most of these small family farms are not actually production farms. They're tax hedges for rich people. You're a rich guy, you've got some cash you want to park somewhere because nobody likes cash. Rich people don't like cash because it doesn't appreciate, so they want to put it somewhere, ideally that's tax advantaged. So one of many things you might do is buy yourself a 20-acre parcel of land, register it with the USDA, hire somebody to cut hay on it twice a year, and then avail yourself of all the property tax benefits and maybe some conservation reserve funding, all while that land appreciates somewhere between 5 and 10% a year. There's that guy on TikTok where his whole thing is it a scam? Yep. He needs to do one of those on small farming.